Colin Cowherd compares Shedeur Sanders to a holiday fling. Not somebody you want to get into a relationship with. Not a long-term married, settle down, have kid. No, none of that. He compares Shedeur Sanders to a holiday fling. Every now and then, Colin Cowherd will have an analogy, will have a comparison that makes you say, Colin, we really went there? That's what came to your mind? Let's hear what Colin Cowherd had to say when it comes to Shedeur Sanders.
I always said this all the years I've been doing this and relying on executives in the NFL who I text and talk to. I'd never seen a quarterback that I viewed as a mid-first, mid-second round quarterback going to the fifth round. And then there were stories that came out about Shedeur Sanders that kind of explained it, a little bougie. And it's like, oh, okay. But I didn't know that before the draft. But I always said about him in college, I said, like, he moves well. He's super accurate. He's got kind of a casualness to him. Like, he's not, his dad's famous. He's been at famous places. He's not intimidated by the moment. His confidence doesn't ebb and flow. I think he lacks maturity and self-awareness, but there's a looseness and a bring it on attitude that I didn't think he was going to shrink. I predicted Friday he'd go 13 of 18, 1 touchdown and 1 horrific pick. And he went close to that. But unlike Dillon Gabriel, you do get big plays out of Shedeur. And that matters. And if Geno Smith is a franchise quarterback, so is Shedeur Sanders.
Damn. If Geno Smith is a franchise quarterback, so is Shedeur Sanders. Geno Smith might be getting paid like he's a franchise quarterback, but Geno Smith damn sure isn't a franchise quarterback. Geno Smith started his first 2 years in the league with the New York Jets. The next 6 years combined, Geno Smith had 5 starts over the next 6 years. A perpetual backup in this league until eventually getting the Seattle Seahawks job once Russell Wilson leaves, and he's been starting in Seattle the last 4 years before going to the Las Vegas Raiders this season. That's hardly what I would consider a franchise quarterback. That's a journeyman quarterback that if he has the opportunity and there's no top 30 guy in front of him, yeah, then he'll get the start. If there's no young guy in front of him, yeah, then he'll get the start. But he's not a franchise quarterback. Nobody looks at Geno Smith and say, oh yeah, that's a franchise quarterback right there. No, that hasn't happened since he was at West Virginia.
And I thought Kevin Stefanski, smart game plan. Rolled him out. At the goal line, they used the Wildcat. And there were very few negative plays. Obviously, Shedeur was coachable and listened. So there was a lot of stuff I liked. I never really pre-draft or during the draft understood why he fell. Antonio Pierce, the former Raider coach, said this weekend we had him as a first-round player.
Tom Brady.
And then you hear stuff and the speeding tickets, and you're like, yeah, he's got to grow up. But I thought he'd go 13 to 18 with a horrible pick, and he went 11 for 20 with a horrible pick. But overall, you got some big plays. There's no reason to go back to Dillon Gabriel. Let's let this thing play out. And
I agree with that. No need to go back to Dillon Gabriel. The Browns fans, you guys have seen enough of Dillon Gabriel. I've seen enough of Dillon Gabriel. What's the point? Right? What is the point? He had his time. Joe Flacco, he had his couple games. Dillon Gabriel, he's had his stretch throughout the middle of the season. The Browns didn't look good. They didn't look exciting. The offense doesn't look any type of, there's no progress really moving forward. You don't see Dillon Gabriel week after week and say, oh, he's getting better there. Oh, he's getting better in that aspect. Oh, he's improving here. That experiment's done. Now it's time to move on and see what Shedeur has got you. Is he going to be somebody, I mean, he is starting this upcoming Sunday, but is he going to be somebody that's going to be a starting quarterback on your roster, or are you going to look at him, evaluate, and say, you know what, he's good enough, he could definitely be a backup, let's bring in a real starter. Shedeur Sanders could be the backup. Because, Jameis Winston, Jameis Winston can start for this Cleveland Browns team.
And, it's like, in a weird way, Shedeur Sanders is the perfect holiday fling. You play around for the next 6 or 7 weeks, and then eventually Cleveland moves on to a steady. Or somebody they're going to have, a 15-year relationship with. But there's nothing wrong with a holiday fling. Hey, you connect again on Facebook. Hang out for 6 or 7 weeks. It is a good time. But it's not a marriage. I don't think he has great traits. He doesn't have a huge arm. He's not hyper athletic. He doesn't have a cannon. He's kind of loose and fun and capable. I thought it was a lot of fun. And the conspiracy theory crowd, you can't listen to that nonsense. I don't think SHEDEUR is a 30-year marriage. He's a good time. I thought yesterday was a good time. It was fun. I watched. I would have never watched that game with Dylan Gabriel. So his traits are okay. He's not big. He's not super athletic in his own division. He's not the athlete of Lamar, and he's not nearly as good in the pocket as Burrow. And who knows what Pittsburgh's doing at quarterback. They'll probably figure it out, next Labor Day. And they wouldn't want to get ahead of schedule. But, I mean, he went from 5th round to 4th string to a first win. He went from a scout team to a savior. And it was a lot of fun.
SHEDEUR Sanders is a good time. You're back at the holidays for college. You're back at the summertime from college. You hit up a couple of the old gal. Hey. Dude, Colin Cowherd is a trip. Colin Cowherd is actually a trip. If you understand what he's saying here, if Geno Smith is a franchise quarterback, then so is SHEDEUR. I mean, come on. Come on. He's not somebody you get married to. He's a good time. He's saying, we see what we got here. I don't really know if he's a starter in this league. I don't really know if he's just, but we'll see what we got here. And people are interpreting this as Colin switching sides and now lying with the allegiance of SHEDEUR Sanders. Bruh, it'd really be the lamest player sport people who really always have the most to say about pro athletes. I see why you don't have people on your station, because you would get roasted alive. Stay on the other side, old man. You was just hating 2 days ago. Again, if you think that this is Colin Cowherd flipping sides, I don't know what to tell you. I don't know what to tell you. Nah, don't jump on the SHEDEUR bandwagon now. All y'all media critics, stay on that side. I'm not sure how you listen to what he said and you say, oh, he's switching sides. He's coming on now he's the pro SHEDEUR. I don't know if you can really take that away. Like the video, comment, subscribe. I appreciate the support. See you later. Peace.